Today we're diving deep into a topic that might ruffle some feathers. The Sony RX100, the good, the bad and the ugly. Yes, you heard that right. Despite its popularity, for me at least, this camera has a number of significant flaws that make it a less than ideal choice. And that's why I replace it with another camera. And you will be surprised by my choice. My name is Wim Bals and I am a professional artist from Belgium. Stick around as we break down the reasons why you might want to think twice before buying the Sony RX100. The Sony RX100 has a sleek and sturdy construction, featuring a metal body that exudes a premium feel. It's compact and lightweight, making it highly portable for everyday use and travel photography. Due to its small form factor, this camera is never obstructive. The retractable electronic viewfinder adds versatility and convenience, allowing users to compose shots even in bright lighting conditions. More on that later in this review. At the heart of the RX100 lies a 1-inch Exmor R CMOS sensor, which delivers great image quality if you compare it against a smartphone camera. This was also the reason why I bought this camera. I don't like using a smartphone camera to create photos. Neither does I like its results. One of the features of the RX100 is its Zeiss Varios Sonor T-lens, which covers a versatile focal range of 24 to 70 mm or 24 to 200 mm on the full frame equivalent. This lens provides users with a wide-angle perspective for landscapes and architecture, as well as a moderate telephoto reach suitable for portraits and street photography. The RX100 focuses down to around 5 cm or 2 inches at the widest setting of the lens. This means you get great opportunities for close-up photography. This camera is great because it is so compact that you can capture great moments in your life without the hassle of lugging around a heavy camera. For example, this is a photo of our daughter together with me and my wife at her university graduation ceremony. I was glad to have the RX100 with me to capture this amazing moment with a decent camera. A moment like this will never come back. One of the obstacles you can't ignore is the steep price. If you want the most recent version of the RX100, you'll be about $1,300 poorer. For that amount you'll be in the territory of a Sony a6400, including lens and some extras, or a Nikon Z30 with the dual kit lenses. Another issue is the screen. Again, this is a personal preference, but I like the fully articulating screen. Not for selfies, but for vertical shots that I take very low. The Sony ZV-1 or the Nikon Z30, for example, does have this fully articulating screen. Another problem I had with the Sony RX100 was the position of the on-off button. Due to my large hands and fingers, I often came across this button while looking for the shutter button. Result, the camera needed a few seconds to start up again. On the other hand, this could also have something to do with my own clumsiness. Who knows? One of the great features of the RX100 for me was the pop-up viewfinder. Ideal for use in brightly lit locations, or so I was thinking. This is really a disaster in practice. The viewfinder is so small that it is barely usable, especially when you are wearing glasses or sunglasses. The distance between the viewfinder and your eye is increased by your glasses, and that is why extra light seeps in, making it almost impossible using the viewfinder. With a maximum aperture of f1.8 on the wide side, you are hoping for some separation of your subject. But because of the small 1-inch sensor, you can expect very little background blur compared to an APS-C camera or a full-frame camera. As you can see, the bokeh is comparable to the Nikon kit lens. But because you can change lenses with the Nikon, you get a completely different story if you put a fast 24mm f1.7DX lens on that body. However, you can still get some background blur with the RX100 by zooming in all the way and opening your aperture all the way, as you can see in this example. I have to talk about the ergonomics of the RX100. This camera is as slippery as an eel on ice. Before you know it, this camera will slip out of your hands. The optional grip that you stick on the camera is also the first thing I bought as an extra. Actually, Sony should have put this extra grip in the box as standard. However, with the additional grip attached, the camera stays slippery. The 1-inch sensor in combination with the Zeiss glass should in theory stand for good results. But when I compared it to the kit lens of the Nikon Z30, the difference with the RX100 quickly becomes clear. The colors and details are slightly worse than the Nikon. The Sony RX100 is a very compact camera and performs a whole lot better than a smartphone. Not only you will get better photos, partly due to the larger sensor of course and the better lens, the ergonomics are also significantly better than a smartphone. But as you can see, I no longer have the RX100 here with me. I replaced the RX100 with the Nikon Z30, a camera that initially intended for vlogging, but is also great for photography and very compact. The Nikon Z30 has a fully articulating screen that is really great for vertical low standpoint photography. Also, the bigger sensor and better lenses are a step up. But I have to be honest, I did miss the compact size of the RX100 and therefore I added the Sony ZV-1 also to my collection. The Sony ZV-1 has a better grip than the Sony RX100, has a fully articulating screen and is a lot cheaper. So when I want to travel light, I take the Sony ZV-1, which fits in a pocket. If I can take a small bag with me, I grab the Nikon Z30. Do you have a similar experience with the Sony RX100? And did you also switch to a different camera? Be sure to let us know in the comments what your favorite small camera is. That's it for me for now. Thank you very much for watching and until the next video.